Welcome to the Hometown Gym Podcast, the place where we teach parents and those new to fitness the best practices of physical health so that you can have the ability to run around and keep up with your kids and grandkids, and so that you can smile when you look at yourself in the mirror, and most importantly, that you live a pain-free, happy, and long life. Hey, good evening, team. It's 8:43 p.m. late here on a Wednesday night. And tonight I'm going to be sharing my best 8 nutrition hacks for weight loss. This is going to be the better part of 8-part nutrition series that's going to be going over the very basics for someone who is looking to lose weight. All right, so you can think of this as Nutrition 101. Down the road, I'm going to dive into some greater details of nutrition and more advanced methods to better your health and wellness. So for the parent who's new to the gym and new to implementing a new nutrition scheme, this one is going to be for you. And in no particular order, these are the things that actually took me years to learn that I wish I knew some 10 odd years ago when I began my own fitness regimen and figuring all this stuff out. So without further ado, let me go ahead and jump in. Number one is going to be fasting. And more specifically for that is intermittent fasting. I use what's known as a 16-8 split method, meaning I don't eat for 16 hours during the day, and I have an 8-hour window eating period where I eat my first meal somewhere around the realm of 1 to 2 p.m. in the afternoon. And I'm actually done eating maybe even a shorter window than that, around 7 or 8 p.m. at night. Number two, only eat 2 to 3 large meals during the day. And I would say avoid snacking pretty much at all costs. I don't really know where the whole eat 6 to 8 meals per day came into fruition here within the fitness realm to lose weight. If you're trying to add weight, it makes a ton of sense, but it's completely counterintuitive to eat more food in order to lose weight. So my suggestions here that have worked well for me is eat large meals 2 to 3 times per day. Number 3, eat real food. And I'm going to say mostly. I'll get into this a little bit later, but mostly we should be eating real food, meats, fruits, honey, some veggies. If it's packaged and has more than about 5 ingredients listed on the nutrition label, it's probably not going to be that great for us. Marketing is kind of a fickle business, and big food companies use keywords such as organic, paleo, keto, and there's not a lot of guidelines or requirements that dictate that certain foods be listed as organic, for example. All right. If the food is too good to be true, chances are it probably is. So stick to eating real foods. All right. Hey team, we hope you're enjoying the show. I wanted to take a quick break and ask that wherever you're watching or listening to the show, whether that's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Amazon, the way that the show will reach more people searching for content on the platform is if we have more reviews. Our mission at Hometown Gym is to help parents and people improve their physical and mental health through fitness so that they can live an awesome, pain-free, and happy life. And an easy way for us to help reach more people is if you could actually scroll down to the review section, give us a 5-star review, and maybe share a little blurb about how you've enjoyed the show or which piece of content has had an impact on your life. From the bottom of our hearts, and the future listener who reads your message and starts to take action in their life, we thank you very, very much. Let's get back to the show. Eat more protein. That's number 4. This is the most under-eaten macronutrient in America, and I'm going to say by far. I struggle to have enough protein on a daily basis if I'm not keeping track of my protein or I'm not implementing kind of what I'm doing now, which I'm going to explain here in just a second. Protein is responsible for recovery and building healthy lean mass. And so I would say aim to get in about 0.7 to 0.8 grams of protein per pound of body weight that you have. That should be really sufficient if you're trying to lose weight. So for example, I weigh about 185 pounds. I would be aiming to hit somewhere in the realms of about 140 to 150 grams of protein, at least on a daily basis. All right. Number 5, choose your style of eating for sustainability and stick to it. All right. For me, I have either stuck to a particular regimen. Some of us are familiar with that: keto, animal-based, paleo, for about 30 days max. All right. After that, I get either super bored. In reality, I just like to have some of the finer things in life. In the past, whether that was going to be a good beer or a dessert or going out to eat with my wife, I wanted to enjoy those things. So 30 days for me was about the limit to be able to have that much discipline to just only eat those things and those things only. All right. If you stick to those things, or you're eating a paleo related diet, you're going to have better results and you're going to get there faster. But oftentimes a lot of people eat those things for 30 days and then just completely fall off the rails, which is a ton of work that's just going to be completely wasted. And I want to get to something that's going to be more manageable and allow you to do something that's going to be a little bit allow you to stick to something that's going to be a lot longer. That's going to be something around the realms of counting your macros or macronutrients, and we're going to get into that here in just a minute. Number 6 is include a couple of refeed days during the week. All right. This is like a regimented cheat day. Now, cheat days can undo a lot of your hard work, especially if you're trying to lose weight, depending on kind of how much damage is going to get done in one day. So I don't suggest cheat days, but if we can control them to some extent, I do think that's a good thing in order for you to keep this habit for a really long time. We're also not in a constant catabolic state, meaning we're not taking in enough energy to support the amount of energy that we need on a daily basis. And I typically will use anywhere from 1 to 3 refeed days during the week, depending on my nutrition goals at the time. All right. And in recent years, I've actually broken this up into meals. So I'll typically eat somewhere about 16 meals per week. 5 days of those is going to be with intermittent fasting, where I only eat 2 meals per day. In 2 days, I'm actually going to be eating 3 meals per day. This works out to about 12 really nutritious meals, and then 4 that are going to be defined as refeed meals. So if I need some more flexibility, I'm just going to fit in those 4 refeed meals anywhere that I want during the week, and then I'll stick to those 12 on most days. Hey guys, quick ask from us. Our mission at Hometown Gym is to increase the happiness and the quality of life for as many parents and people as possible. If you could take a moment on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you're listening or possibly watching, click the little up arrow. That's the share icon of your favorite episode of the podcast, and share it with someone you know. While we do greatly appreciate it, what's more important is that little share may change that person's life. Exercise and nutrition are the 2 main driving forces to improve so many aspects of life, physical health, obviously, but mental health as well. So again, if you could take a second and share this with someone that you know, that would be awesome. And who knows, it may be the best thing that ever happens to that individual. Thank you so much. Let's get back to the show. All right, you guys, number 7, add flexibility. This goes back to our goal about sustainability. To me, this is more important than getting crazy results in a short period of time. If we manage to hit our goal of taking off 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 plus pounds, eventually we need to implement a lifestyle that's going to allow us to keep that weight off for the rest of our lives. All right. I used to use macronutrients and refeed days pretty religiously in order to accomplish this. I have been doing this for the better part of about 10 years now and have been able to maintain in some fashion that style of eating to stay lean and to stay healthy. All right. I have now gotten to a point where I don't want to be counting every single day. So I actually implement something else that gives me a little bit of flexibility. Another little hack for this is every pound of meat that you actually consume is about 100 grams of protein. And so for lunch, I'm going to be eating a pound of beef or a pound of pork that's going to be coupled with a couple pieces of fruit and some honey in addition to that. All right, guys, that brings us to my last hack here, number 8, which is eat the same thing every day or eat the same thing every week. This takes the complexity out of trying to make something sexy and new for every single meal. If we're trying to implement a new routine, at least for me in the past, setting up inputs to make things as easy as possible was extremely, extremely helpful. Again, my lunches are the same thing every single day. I have a pound of beef or pork that's coupled with some fruit and a couple of tablespoons of honey, and that's it. I eat that every single day for lunch, just so I don't even have to think about it. I don't have to count anything when I'm going to be going into that. And then on a weekly basis, my wife and I will plan typically what our dinners are going to be, and they're going to be the same things. We have a lot of steak. We have a lot of beef. We have a lot of, we make a shepherd's pie that we really enjoy, things of that nature. And we're pretty much eating those same things. If it's a Monday meal, we're typically having those same things on a Monday. If it's Tuesday meal, it's typically going to be the same Tuesday meal as well. Again, it just takes the complexity out of everything so that you don't have to think as much or spend as much time on this stuff, because it can really eat into your time. And as parents, we only have a certain amount of time during the day. And I know all of you are busy. So that's it. I hope this content gives you a bit to chew on or some places to start implementing a healthier nutrition regimen. If you guys have questions, please reach out. You guys can reach us at info@hometownGym.net. And in the following episodes, I'm actually going to be breaking each one of these hacks down, and we're going to be going way deep into the weeds on the best practices for each one of these that has allowed me to lose weight and I'll say maintain a lean physique through the years. As a parent, again, I know your time is super valuable, so thank you for lending me your attention for a few minutes. Happy holidays to everyone, and thank you for dropping in at Hometown Gym.